birds and chicken parts. Costco didn't warn customers, they say, about the risk. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings clouds with some rain, especially in the afternoon, and a high of 43, followed by a cloudy night tonight with some fog developing late, the low 33. Once that fog breaks up tomorrow, expect a mix of clouds and sun and a high of 49, with the warming trend continuing into Tuesday with another mix of clouds and sun, but a high of 59. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
Long-range forecasts indicate brutal winter conditions are coming to an end, and not a moment too soon. The numbers show we endured the coldest start to a year since 1994 and racked up at least 25 days with temperatures below 15 degrees, the second most all time. As the deep freeze fades away, higher utility bills are arriving. Electricity rates went up 6 to 10.5% in December. Natural gas rates are up 5 to 6.5% as well. These higher rates, combined with much higher usage during a long stretch of extreme cold, made the 18th annual NRG KDK Radio Warmathon more relevant than ever. And you responded with kindness, helping us raise more than $364,000 to benefit the Dollar Energy Fund. More than 1,000 Western Pennsylvania families in need will be getting utility assistance thanks to your generosity. And you can still make a donation online through the Dollar Energy Fund Warmathon page. To the listeners and sponsors helping Pittsburgh area families stay warm and pay their utility bills, we couldn't do it without you.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Rob Fracks on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Pima County Sheriff says man detained Friday, later release, was our person of interest. Good morning, it's your Pratt Pack. We won't quit. Sheriff Chris Nanos is warning that the search for answers in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance could take hours or years, according to a report. Sheriff Nanos said in a New York Times interview, maybe it's an hour from now, maybe it's weeks or months or years from now, but we won't quit. We're going to find Nancy. We're going to find this person. It's exhausting, these ups and downs, he said, but we will keep moving forward. I mean, that's lip service, okay? We need answers. You know, as I arrive here again, another morning before the sun comes up, getting ready for a broadcast day, I sit in this studio and gaze into our newsroom, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4 giant, massive TV screens, and one in studio just over my left shoulder. Every single one of them, I see a picture of Nancy Guthrie at a little after 5 a.m. in the morning. This story has literally captivated America. I got a message last night from a longtime listener, friend, and someone that I've known their family forever. Hard-working people who work from the time the sun comes up until the time the sun comes down. She simply said, I've been listening to you on the radio. My heart breaks for Nancy Guthrie. This is the type of story this has become. It is polarizing people from one side of this country to the next. But now more than ever, when law enforcement needs to get good publicity. They need to get results. I believe this sheriff's department has to do more. And you cannot simply say weeks, months, or years. It's not fair to the family. It's not fair to the community. And more importantly, it's not fair to Nancy Guthrie. I don't know what's going to happen. Yes, as of yesterday, 2 weeks, we now begin week number 3 of her disappearance. And with each passing day, it gets more fearful of what the end result could be. I know one thing, no matter the reason, no matter whatever the situation may be, never is there a place in our society for a story of this magnitude involving an individual that we could all relate to as our own mother should simply every day come up empty when it comes to some sort of information. Do you realize there has been nothing of substance in this story from members of law enforcement in that community? It's sad. I still believe in law enforcement. They do an incredible job. But in this case, I have to be honest. I scratch my head and I question. And I also think, as we all do, what would we do if that was our mother? The Love Thy Neighbor rally in the area of Pittsburgh and School Streets was organized to protest the arrest of Randy Cordova Flores, age 36, and called for his release. They were also calling on the borough to end its agreement to cooperate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Amy Sarno, a rally organizer, a member of the Allegheny Valley School Board, called on participants to remain on the sidewalks and to not obstruct pedestrians or block the roads or entrances to businesses. She also encouraged attendees to not engage with agitators, as their message on Valentine's Day was one of love. Well, the message didn't prevent the passing motorists from getting into several brief confrontations after stopped SUV in that traffic lane in which some of the protesters, among other things, pushed at him, used the pole of a protest sign to slam his car door shut, then poked at him with it and got in his face with a camera, which he swatted away. More aggravation, more violence. Obviously, this did not escalate where sadly we have seen it in other parts of the country. This is local. This is our region. This is a community that I know and we love. And yeah, on a day that the message was love, this polarizing topic cannot let anybody live in the moment. Tempers flare and possibilities of violence, yes, from small skirmishes to something that we have witnessed recently on 2 occasions in which 2 people have lost their lives in Minneapolis. I don't know what the answer is. Even Pittsburgh public schools that I have such respect for are strengthening their policies for possible encounters with ICE. We have so many issues in this country. We have so many things that need to be taken care of. Why can't we rally around this country as one, the United States of America, and figure this thing out? Look, there are those who are doing really bad things that should not be in this country and are here illegally. But then there are others simply like our ancestors are simply in this country for one reason, to capture the American dream. And yeah, maybe they haven't gone about it in the right way, but they're doing jobs, sadly, that many Americans have gotten so used to basically being taken care of, they would never think of doing. There's got to be a better balance. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a way to create a solid foundation. And, you know, I love this region. I love our city, and I respect everyone who works for a living every day, even if they may not have crossed their T's and dotted their I's yet on becoming citizens of this country. Because I know my background and your background. We're all immigrants at one time. We just have to find a way to make it work the right way and make it a good deal for both sides. All right, 866-391-1020. As always, you can listen to us at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA or on that Odyssey app, AUDACY, but you can also watch us online with our KDK Radio video stream. Just go to kdkradio.com and click on Watch KDK Radio Livestream, or now you can just go to our KDK Radio YouTube page and watch everything that we are doing in the studio. Now, we're going to open up the phone lines. We have the first hour of Open Talk plus a bonus hour at 9, but I would like to get you on board. Lots of stuff to talk about. Lots of other stories locally to discuss, why I believe the business community and the Post-Gazette is writing about it. They want Corey O'Connor, our honorable mayor, to be a salesperson, the chief, if you will, as they called it in that paper that I love. Question is, will he? I think he will, and I think he can handle the job, and I think it's already starting to happen. So that is something that I'm very excited about. Also, the Pittsburgh housing market is headed for a surge, and that's incredibly good news as well, too. So 866-391-1020, and you can also reach me, NASCO Roofing Instant Access to our shows. Just a click away. Email us at instantaccess, KDKARadio.com.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you. A Pittsburgh tradition. University of Pittsburgh basketball team lost another one yesterday to University of North Carolina, the final 75-65. The Dukes beat St. Bonaventure 78-73. It was Penn State losing to Oregon 83-72, while West Virginia defeated University of Central Florida 74-67. Robert Morris tips off against Oakland later today. In the Olympics, Jordan Stoltz clinched his second speed skating medal, got the gold, and Team USA hockey overcame a slow start to defeat Denmark 6-3. They await Germany today. And Lindsey Vonn had another successful surgery and plans to travel back to the U.S. to recover. And it's the NBA All-Star Game coming up later in Los Angeles. Skills competition yesterday. Damian Lillard won his third three-point shooting contest, and it was Keyshawn Johnson winning the slam dunk competition. It's the Daytona 500 later today at Daytona International Motor Speedway. Cal Busch is on the pole. And through 3 rounds at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, your leader by 2 shots at 19 under is Akshay Bhutia. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Time now for a Black History Month Spotlight.
Today we honor Nathan T. Veller, who broke barriers in the late 1800s, becoming Pennsylvania's first black postmaster. In 1897, he was appointed to lead the East Pittsburgh Post Office, serving for a decade and making history across the Commonwealth. Veller was more than a postal leader. He worked in the steel industry, owned a general store on Bessemer Avenue, and served his community as a school director and Rankin Borough councilman. He was also active in Republican politics and national black business organizations. Nathan T. Veller died in 1928, remembered as a pioneer in public service and civic leadership.
Want to treat yourself to something safe, gorgeous, and affordable? Call PJ Fitzpatrick. The jacuzzi shower system from PJ Fitzpatrick features a low entry threshold with tons of design options. The jacuzzi shower is luxurious, affordable, and it all installs in just one day. Plus, PJ will include a free shower seat and safety bars for all customers this month. Visit trustpj.com today for your free design consultation.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Think back to the last time you were in nature. What comes to mind? Hiking through a lush forest, floating on a lazy river, or perhaps watching a vibrant sunset on a beach full of glistening plastic bottles and food wrappers. Unfortunately, this isn't a joke. Here in the U.S., we generate the most plastic waste in the world, with 70% of it ending up in landfills. And by the time you're done listening to this ad, more than a dump truck's worth of plastic will have made it into the ocean. Plastic has become a useful part of our everyday lives, but it's polluting the air, water, and soil that all life needs to survive. This is a human problem that can be solved with human action. But it's going to take all of us, from individuals to businesses to governments and everyone in between. Help create a cleaner future for both people and nature. Visit wwf.earth/plastics.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The ice is just about gone on the front porch. So excited after yesterday's warming trend. Will it continue? First alert forecast. Ron Smiley on duty today. KDKA Television joins us for a few moments. So will it continue? Good morning, Mr. Smiley.
Hey, good morning. Well, okay, so we are going to still be above 32 easily. We'll be into the 40s for our temperatures today. We did hit 51 officially yesterday, but we also have something else that's going to actually help to melt all of that snow that's out there. And, man, the heat did a number yesterday on it. The big thing is going to be with rain showers that are going to show up. You'll start to see that rain chance between 10 to noon. The rest of the afternoon, expect to see some light showers kind of working their way through. That should really help to continue to get the snow and ice out of here. We have more 50-degree weather. In fact, today is probably going to be the only day all the way through Friday that we don't hit the 50-degree mark. We will cool down as we're heading into next weekend.
I don't know about you, but I'm loving it. But what people must remember, and I've been at this a long time, we have to get through March before we can say it's in the rearview mirror. So we got a couple more weeks, right?
Yeah, we certainly do. At least right now the pattern looks promising. It looks like the worst of winter's behind us. But all it takes is, as we just saw, one big system that comes through, and it'll cool us down for a while. But hopefully we could say that we've bottomed out, and we're starting to kind of come out on the other side.
All right, hey, Ron, have a great day at work. We appreciate you, okay?
I appreciate it. You too.
There we
Have
go.
a good one.
You too, bud. Ron Smiley in for Mary Hours today on the television side. Took care of that early. Want to remind you, thank you, Pittsburgh. Your generosity is amazing. We can't thank you enough for supporting the 2026 NRG KDK Radio Warmathon presented by MediConnect. We're going to be able to raise, because of you, when it's all said and done, except a few more of those donations that are trickling in. But as of right now, with what we did the other day, $345,000 to benefit the Dollar Energy Fund and support over 950 families powered by Dynegy and brought to you by Junk Luggers of Pittsburgh, Impact HVAC, Phillips Heating and Air Conditioning, Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, and Nest Expressions Windows Fashions. All right, here we go to the phones. Let's begin with our man Ken in Lower Borough. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Rob. I've been up for a while. I'm ripping apart an old bench with some wood from some stockyards along Route 28 that as a kid me and my dad would take apart. But other than that, there's a bunch of stories that have been buried. I'm coming across one, I think with the old mayor of Pittsburgh, Gainey. I don't know if you've covered this. He picked up another position for, I believe, the gambling authority?
Gaming Commission, yep.
Gaming Commission, okay, yeah. I did pick up this a while ago, not from him, but I believe Dermody out of Oakmont. He left a job, he lost, making over $100,000 to, I think he's making over $200,000. I was like, it seems to me like the Gaming Commission is a place for failed Democratic politicians. What's going on there, Rob?
Hey, it's all good, man. I wish him the best. Hey, whatever. That's the entrepreneurial spirit. And I love the Gaming Commission. And I love gaming because gaming has given us a tax base that we would have not been able to find anywhere else. But anyway, neither here nor there.
But
Go
like
ahead.
I said, isn't there a regular Pennsylvanian out there that would probably like a position like that may be qualified? I hate to say that.
Well, he's qualified too. Who's to say he's not qualified? I mean, come on, give the guy a chance.
Well, give a regular Pennsylvanian a chance too.
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of regular Pennsylvanians that are on there that commission. I'm sure he's not the only ex-politician. I'm sure there is that average person who just simply achieved by applying within. So you got to look at the big picture before you can make a statement. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I haven't investigated it. I mean, but just looking at it from that point of view, it looks a little, let's just say a little suspicious. I'll give you that. But other than that, there were some protesters in Springdale.
Yep, I led off with that today. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I looked at that before, and I'm seeing the same thing in Springdale as I did other communities. And you know what? I look at the overall crime picture, and crime is down. Even with 2, 4, and 11, the stabbings are down, the murders are down, the drive-by shootings are down. This is locally. So if ICE is in a community and the police aren't policing in that area at that time, does that not make that area safer, I would think? And then, like I said, a lot of these illegals that are here, they're coming from a long distance away, and nobody's investigating how they're getting here. I mean, they talk about the money that has been spent by the taxpayers to bring these people in, to put them in good communities. That is not a bad community. I keep telling you. I mean, some of the worst areas of Pittsburgh, wouldn't these people like to be in a nicer community with a better school district? I mean, it's like they're putting these illegals to the front of the line. And I keep saying this, the African-American community, they were not there yesterday. They were not there yesterday. I did not see any of them. And that's, Ted knows this to be true. I hate to say it, but it's a shame. They're putting illegals in front of Americans. That's unfair to Americans.
What else you got for me today?
That's it. Like I said, I got work to do in the garage.
Oh, you got heat in that garage?
Yeah, I have heaters. Yeah, I'm just ripping this bench apart. Like I said, these boards are probably 150 years old.
So what time do you normally get up, Kenny?
2 or 3.
What time do you go to bed?
You know what? I pass out around 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's a shame. I mean, it's just the schedule I'm on.
It's hard work. Listen, I've done every shift. I mean, I've gone years on a couple of hours sleep. I only do 2 of these a week on a regular basis, and I got to tell you, it takes me till Wednesday to recover. Getting up this early in the morning, and if you're not going to bed, you have to go to bed if you're going to get up this early by 6, 7 o'clock. You have to. And I just have never been able to do that. So.
Well, I don't need the sleep I used to need. I swear I'm getting to be pretty old, I guess.
Well, I got 4 last night, and I feel pretty good. That just goes to show you.
Oh, there you go. Oh, things to look forward to. That's great.
There you go. So listen, have a great day, buddy. Good hearing from you. Ted, Joe, we're going to get to you in just a moment. Yeah, but, Springdale, I love Springdale. That's a great community, great school district. Used to cover their football team. I hate seeing this stuff happen. It breaks my heart. And I don't like to use that word, but it just boils inside of me when good people, both sides, whatever, push comes to shove, you got shouting in the streets. I just don't want this to boil over. And it just seems as though it's not going to go away. And I see that ICE is investing more money in detention centers, and they bought the warehouse in Pennsylvania for possible training. I mean, I hope we've learned something from Minneapolis. I hope we have learned something from Minneapolis. All right, get on the line here. Open talk for the first hour. Your Pratt Pack, 866-391-1020. Good morning.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Obsessed with pizza? So are they at Slice on Broadway. The 2025 winner of World's Best Cheese Pizza Slice is right here in the Berg with 6 Pittsburgh locations, always serving delicious New York-style pizza, hoagies, and salads. Order yours today. Visit sliceonbroadway.com. This winter, help keep Western Pennsylvania families warm. Support Dollar Energy Fund by bidding in the online Warmathon auction at warmathon.com. For nearly 20 years, Warmathon has helped provide critical utility assistance to neighbors in need. Bid today and help make a difference this winter. New to Rivers Casino? Join now and earn up to $1,000 free slot play. Stop by Rush Rewards on your next visit to start earning today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Details at KDKARadio.com.
Hey folks, Marty here. My friends at NASCO Roofing take pride in exceeding customer expectations. Listen to this. Stephanie from Murraysville used NASCO for minor roof repairs, storm hits, substantial damage. She calls NASCO. NASCO worked with Stephanie's insurance company Installed a beautiful brand new roof. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Stephanie. Get NASCO up on the roof. Call NASCO 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
CBS News Brief. The search for the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie continues in Arizona. CBS's Andres Gutierrez is in Tucson.
It has been 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie disappeared. No one is under arrest.
U.S. officials say Iran's holding up progress on a nuclear deal, but its foreign minister told the BBC.
The ball is in America's court. They have to prove that they want to have a deal with us. And if there is sincerity on their part, I'm sure that we will be on a road to have an agreement.
At the Winter Olympics, American athletes are racking up medals. CBS's Kelly O'Grady is there.
Let's go, USA! American fans are flooding the streets of Milan to root for the stars of Team USA, like speed skater Jordan Stolz picking up his second gold these games in the 500-meter in a record skate.
Big events today include the men's cross-country relay and the women's giant slalom. CBS News Brief. I'm Stacey Lynn.
Join Beth Andrews for the Net Worth Financial Hour Saturdays at 1 to get the news and information you need to make your retirement dream a reality. That's the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews, Saturdays at 1. Net Worth Advisors, LLC is a registered investment advisor.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I like about having the most effective treatment protocol on the market for peripheral neuropathy is the stories that we hear. Like Karen from Export, she suffered with neuropathy for 3 years, and it got so bad that she couldn't even wear her normal shoes. In fact, she got rid of them and can only wear Skechers. After going through the program, now she's able to wear any shoes she wants, and she's very disappointed that she got rid of all her other shoes.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Karen. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market Team when they discuss delicious pasta recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings clouds with a bit of rain at times, especially starting late in the morning with a high of 43, but it looks cloudy and dry for tonight with some fog developing late and a low of 33. Any fog clears up tomorrow morning, leaving just sun and clouds and a high of 49, with another round of sun and clouds, but warmer Tuesday, high 59. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, we'll be back on Monday. Lots to talk about. As always, Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6. Catch you on Monday right here, KDK.
Hey, your Pratt Pack. We're back at it till 1 o'clock today. Coming up next hour, of course, Tech Vibe Radio. And then, of course, Doug is here at 7, 8 o'clock, Frank and I, Coons Cooking Hour. 9 o'clock, Open Talk. Lots to continue our conversation with that we started here in the very first hour. 10 o'clock, Accurate Solutions. Now, today on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, obviously, Olympics, we'll be taking a look at that. But we're also going to be starting to think about Pirate baseball. Pirate pitchers and catchers heading to Bradenton, Sarasota. I mean, that is some of the most beautiful place anywhere on the planet to watch baseball and enjoy a little bit of sunshine. So we're going to join Jason Mackey, the Post-Gazette, who is there live. He'll zoom in right after local news at 11. Then a former big leaguer and, of course, my dear friend, longtime scout, Bruce Tanner, really a great guy when it comes to baseball knowledge. We'll talk to him about the Pirates pitching situation. And speaking of the Pirates, we lost one of their all-time greats, Elroy Face, this week at the age of 97. And Bob Dvorak, longtime Pirate beat writer and columnist for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, will be here at noon. So we got a lot of baseball on our mind today, Olympics and more on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. All right, here's Teddy up on Mount Washington. Hey, Teddy, what's going on? Good morning.
What's going on, Rob?
It's Sunday, and the weather is starting to feel a whole lot better than it has over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if the old bones are old, but, man, I surely loved that sunshine yesterday.
Oh, yes, sir. Spring is on its way.
I hope so. Anyway, what's on your mind today?
Well, the protest. Look, Rob, one thing I'll put it this way. Illegal is illegal. There is no wiggle room. I just don't understand it. You got people who are doing it the right way, waiting to get into this country. And you know what? And like I said before, I just can't forgive the Biden administration what they did. I just can't. You have the right to protest, but when it turns into a riot, that's not a protest. That's a riot. And if you interfere with ICE, if you corner those guys, they're going to react. You're still dealing with law enforcement. That's what ICE is. They're doing their job. Like I said before, it's federal government. You just don't interfere. And I just don't understand it. Yeah, you can protest, but I'm telling you, Rob, it's only going to intensify. And I think it's absolutely foolish to put your life on the line against law enforcement. And, you know, something's going to happen. I wish the leaders of this town would step up and would say, hey, you know what? You got a right to protest, but it must be peaceful. If you interfere, you will suffer the consequences. No one's saying that.
You know, this thing, like in Springdale, and I'm glad that it didn't turn really ugly, but these things, people don't realize, it's like pouring gas on a fire pit and then stepping back, and you throw the match, and sometimes the wind gets it and it blows out, and then sometimes it just blows up. That thing or any of these situations could get ugly real quick, and I don't know how you dial down the heat. I don't know what you do other than disperse, or you don't let it happen. And as much as I think there's a place for certain aspects of law enforcement, and I think ICE could do a good job, I also think, in my humble opinion, maybe the only way is to get rid of it altogether. I don't know, because it doesn't seem
that'd be a huge mistake.
I know that, but how do you stop this? I mean, that could have been really ugly in Springdale.
Well, think about that girl, that nursing student in Georgia that got killed.
I know. It was horrible.
Okay.
Broke my heart.
Okay. Even Bill Clinton said if that guy was vetted, he wouldn't have got in this country. All right. And this is what I'm saying. When Americans get killed, you just can't turn a blind eye. And I'm telling you, being African-American, it makes me sick to my stomach that the resources are going to people who not supposed to be here. You talk, we got homeless veterans on the street. You know, and even with charter schools, this is why I get on with Lenny. You cannot say, well, we're going to help poor African-Americans in charter schools. At the same time, you're letting the illegals use the same tax dollars to get into those schools, even private schools. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I keep telling you, how long would Americans tolerate their resources, their tax money, being used to people that are not supposed to be here? That is a huge problem, a huge question. And they got a big problem with Allegheny County and Pittsburgh. What in the heck are they doing? And, you know, and it has to come to a head, because those questions have to be answered. You look at the poverty level in Pittsburgh and in Allegheny County. It's absolutely ridiculous. We can't even get housing. decent education, decent jobs. It's a huge problem. You take care of your people first. And to me, that's the one thing I do agree with Trump. I hate to say I do. Americans have to be first. And there's a process to get in this country. And to me, it's just straightforward. Why have laws if you're going to break them? Why even have a border? Let's make it wide open. You can't have it both ways. And that's what these little counties want to do. They want illegals to come in, and at the same time, they want to give them resources. And if I'm a taxpayer, guess what? I'm teed off. It's not fair, Rob, and you know it. It's not fair. It's the right way to come to this country.
That's why I'm listening to you. I agree. I mean, I agree, Teddy. I agree. I just don't see it happening.
I'm just saying, and these same entities, Pittsburgh and also Allegheny County, are raising our taxes. So when the hard-working American goes to work, working 1 to 2 jobs, his taxes are being raised. He's working his butt off. So it rubs me the wrong way. It really does. I understand the compassion. I understand all that. But it's a right way to do things. And right now, it's not being done. I just totally disagree with it.
Well, let's just hope that cooler heads prevail and we figure it out. Good stuff. I appreciate you, Ted. Let's go to Joe, Mount Oliver. Hey, Joe, welcome to KDKA with your Pratt Pack.
Yes, my first business is the information I gave you a couple weeks ago about Ukraine. I was way off. I told you there was there was 600,000 deaths from the Ukrainian people in the war, Russia's invasion. There was 160. The 160,000 is from the New York Times. That was my mistake, and I apologize.
That's okay, Joe. No biggie.
First thing I'd ask Ted was he named after Teddy Roosevelt.
He does walk softly and carry a big stick. He's got a bully pulpit, that's for sure.
I disagree. I disagree with him most of what he's saying because there's people seeking asylum. That's a big difference. You interject one word that's different, one word that's off, it changes a whole paragraph. All right, and I was no brain trust in high school, but I had a lot of fun. All right, and we didn't carry guns to school.
Amen.
Okay. And we didn't go to school till about 8:30, 9 o'clock. They're just finding out that you're waking kids up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day to go to school because they got to be there at 7:25. And I'm a school teacher by profession. I'm in inner city. I got a degree in inner city teaching. All right. And then I also have 2 felony convictions. And nothing violent, okay? Eluding police going 15 miles an hour. All right. That was the day that really shocked me. I just won a tennis tournament in Hilton Head Island. All right. And the car in front of me was moving, so I didn't stop. I heard the siren because the car in front of me didn't stop. They surrounded my car with guns. I said, whoa. They said, will you take a breathalyzer? I said, no. I'm thinking, I'm going to get away from this tonight. I'll take a blood test. I said, no, I'll take a blood test. Okay? And growing up in Southside, we're used to driving a little bit drunk. I mean, think about it. How many times did you drive or friends of yours drive that was over the so-called limit?
They always got to try to sneak one in on your Pratt Pack, but I got a quick finger. All right, listen, let me take a break here, kind of reset the mood, if you will, and then we'll come back. We've got Will in McDonald, Kathy in Moon, and Cynthia in Florida. And again, if you can't get through today, been a very busy first hour. We're going to ramp it up again in the way of the 9 o'clock hour. And I'm working on a guest for the 9 o'clock hour for the Nancy Guthrie case. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. It's a Sunday. And I've been reaching out since mid-afternoon yesterday, so we'll see what happens. But even though we've been focusing on a lot of local stuff, that story just doesn't go away. I mean, CBS Radio News led with it twice this hour, and it's just perplexing to know that we have all these boots on the ground. I mean, you've got SWAT teams, bomb squads showing up, armored vehicles, sheriff's department, the FBI, and there's nothing. Forensic people, security people, these cameras, that Nest camera. I mean, the person's like literally a millisecond, an inch from the lens of the camera. And we have nothing to show for it. So 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. We'll come back, take more of your phone calls up to the top of the hour, and then Tech Vibe Radio with the CEO of the Pittsburgh Technology Council, Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. 7 o'clock hour, Doug Oster, of course, DougOster.com, the organic gardener. 8 o'clock, we're talking meatless meals today, getting ready for Ash Wednesday, which is just days away on the Coons Cooking Hour. It's your Pratt Pack. More calls coming up next.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com. News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you. A Pittsburgh tradition. University of Pittsburgh basketball team lost another one yesterday to University of North Carolina, the final 75-65. The Dukes beat St. Bonaventure 78-73. It was Penn State losing to Oregon 83-72, while West Virginia defeated University of Central Florida 74-67. Robert Morris tips off against Oakland later today. In the Olympics, Jordan Stoltz clinched his second speed skating medal, got the gold, and Team USA hockey overcame a slow start to defeat Denmark 6-3. They await Germany today. And Lindsey Vonn had another successful surgery and plans to travel back to the U.S. to recover. And it's the NBA All-Star Game coming up later in Los Angeles. Skills competition yesterday. Damian Lillard won his third three-point shooting contest, and it was Keyshawn Johnson winning the slam dunk competition. It's the Daytona 500 later today at Daytona International Motor Speedway. Cal Busch is on the pole. And through 3 rounds at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, your leader by 2 shots at 19 under is Akshay Bhutia. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Phillips Heating and Air Conditioning knows a comfortable home is more important than ever. Does your home have rooms that are too hot or too cold? With a multi-zone solution from Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning, you can keep every room at just the right temperature. Phillips Heating and Air Conditioning is your local Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning diamond contractor and can help with all your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. Visit phillipsheating.com or call 412-431-6563.
Ready for custom window treatments? You've got options. At Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, the Lachina family has been serving Pittsburgh homeowners for over 60 years. Choose from custom blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies made in Lachina's own factory and tailored to your home. Enjoy Lachina's pre-shop at home service or visit one of Lachina's 2 convenient locations in Dormont or Wexford. Call 412-665-4900. That's 412-665-4900. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, the quality you deserve.
Support St. Anthony school programs and help students with special needs achieve their full potential through inclusive education, therapy sessions, and job skills development. Serving students ages 5 through 21 with Down syndrome, autism, and other intellectual disabilities. Find St. Anthony school programs within select Catholic schools in the Pittsburgh area, including a post-secondary program at Duquesne University. For over 70 years, they have empowered students of all faiths to live independently and contribute meaningfully to society. Learn more or donate at stanthonykids.org.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
At a time when children are in crisis, the Kids Mental Health Foundation envisions a future where mental health is a vital part of growing up, and support starts with all of us. At home, at school, at practice, everywhere kids are.
If you're at school having a bad day, you just don't want to do anything.
I just get these thoughts like, do better. All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
He's just in tears in the huddle. I was like, what's wrong? And he's just like, I'm just so frustrated, and I didn't know what to do.
None of my undergraduate studies talked about mental health.
Teachers need tons of help.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, listen, I'm going to take this thing to the top of the hour. So, listen, not really enough time to get anybody on the air here, but I do invite you to call back in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll give you all the time that you need. But I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about, the Springdale situation with ICE. And obviously, I mentioned Pittsburgh Public Schools. They're strengthening their policies for possible encounters with ICE. It's just a very scary time in our country right now. And the sad thing about this whole thing is it's preventable. It is. I just don't know what has happened where we have lost our ability to actually protest, actually have a voice and to be reasonable about it. Look, I'm not saying the protesters are the problem, but instead of just standing basically and protesting, we're seeing these altercations. The old adage, when push comes to shove. And sadly, we saw some stuff that really was so ugly in Minneapolis that it really turned to gun violence. So I don't know. It just breaks my heart. Anyway, we got a little bit more time than we thought we had. So let's see if we can squeeze in Cynthia here real quick. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Hey, good morning. Ted is wrong. And let me tell you something. Americans kill far more people in this country than any immigrants that have come here. And the problem is people have come here the right way, and they have been snatched out of their immigration hearings. And there was a man who went to an immigration hearing, ICE arrested, and he was the sole provider of his son. His son died while his father was detained by ICE. And yesterday I read that the DHS is actually getting Google, et cetera, to scour our media post. And if we criticize ICE, they will send us subpoenas, not even written by a judge. This is where we're going in this country. This is one of the first steps of fascism. And if people don't wake up to this, shame on you, because they'll come for you next. And I'm glad you mentioned those detention centers, because who are they going to hold in the future? You're spending billions of dollars, and then Ted's worrying about money spent. We're still sending money to Israel, who's committing genocide. Look how much money comes out of your state budget that goes to Israel, and they're killing people every day. Your priorities are wrong, Ted. So thanks for taking the call, man.
All right, Cynthia, have a good day. See what I mean? It's such a volatile topic. And I try to go away from it. I try to go in a different direction, but it just doesn't go away. And it's becoming more local than ever. Even though we have politicians locally that said, we're not going to work with ICE, ICE is still here. And even though they are shutting it down in Minneapolis, they're still investing. Detention center, that's like about $54 million. This warehouse, over $80 million in Pennsylvania. And they're still out there actively doing what they do. Obviously, what happened in Springdale yesterday. So, and again, we need that layer of security right now with what's happening in our country, just amongst our citizenship. And it's very evident as far as ICE is concerned, we're really vulnerable right now. And especially with all the things that are happening around the world and the unrest. And I disagree with Cynthia totally on Israel. And there was no need me jumping in there because people know how I feel and she feels the way she does. But that's her right. But I will always back the prime minister and I will always back Israel. But that's That's just what makes our country great. You have the ability to agree and disagree, but you don't have to become violent over it. But what has happened, the path that everybody's supposed to go down when it comes to protesting and ICE doing their job, you have these immovable objects butting heads, and sooner or later, things get out of hand. And it very easily could have happened in Springdale, and thank goodness it didn't. But I don't see it really going away anytime soon. I really don't see it going away anytime soon. And what worries me is the fact that if this thing does go away, are the American people going to have the ability to continue to, because they don't like certain aspects of the government, especially when it comes to law enforcement, find a way to get rid of it or silence it or quiet it? Honestly, the more I look at this, I'm being real with you. That's why I keep saying honestly. This is my gut feeling coming from the heart. I think ICE is going to be gone. I think ICE is going to be gone because I don't think they're really doing anything that differently. I thought the president with Kristi Noem and, of course, the ability to kind of restructure, if you will, the body cameras that are going to be placed on these officers, I thought, you know what, stepping in the right direction. The border czar Homan goes up there and makes a couple of really nice speeches, calms things down in Minneapolis, basically also comes out this week or last week and says we're going to be leaving Minneapolis. So I'm thinking, okay, fine. But then, a little incident here, a little incident there, and then you start hearing about these massive investments. It almost tells me they're going to step aside, quiet things down, but then they're going to ramp it up even more. And I don't really understand why the president all of a sudden feels the need to support this when he didn't start it, because our president really is a pioneer. He likes to do things that he created and generated as opposed to jumping on the bandwagon of something that another president, in this case, Joe Biden and others, Barack Obama, started. I don't know, unless it's kind of be, his form of that law enforcement brand, because he's had issues before with the FBI. We all know that, but he's got his guy in place now. So I don't know where this is headed, but for the first time, I'm really starting to believe that ICE may be no more. I mean, I don't know if there's a better solution, and I would like to think that we'll have enough protection because of the military and the National Guard and all the other branches of that security that we need to stay safe in America. But we're also not even safe when it comes to one another. And this is another example of how things can go bad quickly. I mean, a little bit of pushing and shoving in Springdale, but that thing could have escalated very quickly. And we've had other stories locally where people have been taken who are just trying to do their job and to wait their turn to become citizens. And yes, there has to be a better way to get it done. But there are still people in this country that shouldn't be here who are committing horrific crimes. And Ted alluded to one that broke my heart and continues to make a lot of us fear what's happening in this country. So somehow, some way, there's got to be clarity to this topic, and I don't know how we do it. But every time I think we're taking a giant step forward, something little happens that could become very big. And I don't know about you, but I wake up every day just praying that we don't have more headlines like we had in Minneapolis, in which 2 people were shot and killed. That type of behavior cannot happen in America. All right, we'll be back in the 9 o'clock hour with more. But also, we've got Rob coming up with the news, and then it's Tech Vibe Radio, and then Cranberry Wealth, and then, of course, we get back with Doug, and then the Coons Cooking Hour. So we have a lot to do today. Stay where you're at. It's your Pratt Pack, KDKA. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards. There is a 211 number. It's a helpline. Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis is trying to get a hike. It's part of the budget proposal. Joining us is Senator Wayne Fontana.
Certainly a credible and respected organization for many, many years. But it's a helpline for anyone that has any kind of issue.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 35 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 6 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. SWAT personnel shot an individual in Lower Borough, Westmoreland County Saturday night after the suspect initially fired shots at responding authorities during a standoff. Police in Lower Borough originally responded to Rogers Drive around 6:30 Saturday night after reports that a person had fired shots into a nearby residence. A standoff soon occurred. Westmoreland SWAT team was called to the scene. Eventually, the individual inside the residence allegedly fired multiple shots through a window at SWAT members. That's when SWAT returned fire, striking that individual. He was arrested, transported to a Pittsburgh hospital, and now is under police custody. No officers were injured in the incident. In Wilkinsburg, a fire broke out Saturday evening at the Douglas Plaza Apartments on Laketon Road. Multiple people inside the building had to be evacuated as firefighters dealt with that blaze. No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A confrontation erupted during a protest against the arrest of a South American man living in Springdale by ICE agents. Protest started around noon in the area of Pittsburgh and School Streets as people protested the arrest of 36-year-old Randy Cordova Flores on Tuesday by ICE agents. Cordova Flores is currently being detained by ICE in Phillipsburg, Center County. Now, during the protests in Springdale on Saturday, a man stepped out of his SUV, confronted a few protesters, allegedly took a swing at a photographer who was at the protest. Springdale police quickly addressed the situation. The man was briefly detained and then released. The rally continued following the confrontation. And during the rally, protesters also called on Springdale as a borough to end its agreement to cooperate with ICE officials. KDK Radio News Time, 6:02. We have the AccuWeather forecast on a Sunday coming up.
This is the story of the one.